So we have Ivan, we have Arnay, and we have Gert. And a quick check. You guys must be seeing me with something different from other classes. This is not to flex the new device that I've got. It is just to make sure that the kids who are joining online, they are able to hear me okay. Because what was happening before was, there was a lot of echo that they were hearing before. And there were some kids who complained about it, saying that we cannot hear you well, who were joining online. So, Ivan and Arnay, are you able to hear me okay now? Any echo, any background noise that is bothering you guys? Much better than before? Better than before. Okay, so we got the value for money. So that $90 that I spent on this guy is working for us. Okay, so this is not about the $19. We are talking about value as a function of money. What is the value that we are getting for what investment I made? And in simple English, you can say the quality of sound as a function of investment, or the money that I have put for this device. That is exactly what we are going to learn today. We are not going to learn about this device, we are going to learn about something called functions. And you would have heard this term function before. And you have heard equation 1,000, maybe 10,000 times. And function and equation sometimes sound somewhat similar. Is that the case? Or okay. So we'll talk about functions. So Garv is being very honest in saying that okay, I have not come across function before. Let me ask the same question to Vivan and Arnay. Have you guys come across the term function before? What does a function mean? And what does it do? Okay. Okay. So what Arnay is saying is, function is a situation or a setup where we give something as an input, let that be x, and based on that input, it gives us a value that is called output, or y for that matter. So here we are saying y is a function of s. Sorry, y is a function of x, meaning depending on what value of x you give, you get a corresponding value of y. So y is a function of x. Like I was saying that the quality of sound that the kids are hearing online today is a function of how much money I have spent on this device. Yeah.
Is it like independent and dependent variables?
Dependent and independent variables. I would say dependent variables. Independent variables probably would not fit in this schema. Yeah. So Vivan, are you clear about what Arnay said? Again, I'm not trying to explain this further, but I'm just checking. Yeah. Okay. So now let's look at certain things. If I have y equal to x plus 5. Okay. So what happens here? If I make x equal to 2, y will become 7, 2 plus 5. If I make x equal to 0, it becomes 0 plus 5, y becomes 5. So let me put that in a table form. And you guys might be thinking that I'm going to talk about the linear equation one more time. The answer is no. You are looking at just the relationship between x and y. Okay. So here, if x is 0, you plug in the value of x. 0 plus 5, y is 5. X is 1, y becomes 6. X is 7, it becomes 7 plus 5, 12. X is minus 8, it becomes minus 8 plus 5, minus 3. X is 200, it becomes 200 plus 5. Yep.
Oh, what tells us that the value of x, if it were to be 0, then how would we know that the 5 would still be 5?
No, so when x is 0, I'm just plugging into this equation. So here we are saying y is a function of x, meaning depending on what is the value of x, you are finding out the value of y. So y is a function of x. So we are not representing this as an equation anymore. I mean, though in the crux it is equation only, representing the relationship. But here our objective is not to solve equation. Here we are trying to find out the relationship between two things. This is my input. If I keep changing the value of x, my value of y keeps on changing. Or in simple English we are saying y is a function of x. Meaning, depending on what is the value of x, my y value keeps on changing. Or y gets determined based on the value of x. So that is the basic premise of function. Now, are you getting me so far? In simple terms, function just replaces the relationship. Now you guys heard about function. Are you both comfortable, Prakhar and Garv, the temperature thing? Yeah? It's only me sweating here, not you guys. Yeah? Alright. Okay, so coming back to this one, whenever you talk about function, it will somewhat look like an equation, but it is not an equation. Okay? I will come to that comparison also. I'll show you guys what is the difference between function and equation. But in the simplest form, if you want to talk about function, function is nothing but a setup which replaces the relationship between two variables. Okay? Where one is the input, based on that input, your output gets determined. So this is your output, this is your input. Y is a function of x based on this rule, based on this relationship. Tomorrow I might have another function y as a function of x, where y is equal to x to the power 8 plus 4x minus 9. This is just a relationship. But still, what is the value of y? That depends on the value of x. You keep on changing the value of x, the value of y keeps on changing. Yep. Is it making sense so far? Now, yes or no? You're saying something. Okay. Now the next thing is, let me see where it is like that. I know it is not joining today. Where is just one second, okay? I'm waiting. I was just not talking actually. I was just reminding some of the kids. Some of the kids who join regularly, they're not in the class right now. That's why I'm trying to check. Okay. You guys Alright. So far whatever we did was, I just talked about what is a function. And function in simplest form is nothing but it is a setup which represents the relationship between two variables, where one is your input and and 1 is the output. Here x is your input. Whatever be the relationship, whatever be the setup, whatever be the agreement, whatever be the contract, there could be different relationships, but the moral of the story is there is only one input, which is x here. Whether it's in form of this expression or this expression or just y equal to y as function of x equal to x is also fine. This is also depending on relationship. Now there are certain caveats that we need to be aware of. Can I still call something as a function when for one input I have multiple options? Look at this one. If I say x equal to 0, y is 5, x equal to 0, y is 8, x equal to 0, y is minus 9, when x is minus 8, this is 3. Everything else holds true. But for one input of x, 0, there are 3 values of y. This is something that will not be called a function. Function has one very strict rule that says you have only one output for one given input. Okay? Now, I know some of the kids are about to join and I'm just waiting for them to join so that and wanted to make sure that before I go to the next concept, we are all on the same page. So let's do one thing. I'll give you guys one problem. That problem is not ready yet. Okay, here comes Saisa. So I must praise Saisa for one thing. Saisa's laptop doesn't have any problem turning her video on. Okay, so there is at least one child in the class whose laptop has no complaints with me. Vivan's laptop doesn't like my face. Arna's laptop doesn't like my face either. So that's why Arna is trying to change the device before he decides to change itself. Okay, alright, so let's get started. So Saisa, before you join, what happened, Vivan? What I said? Okay. So before you join Saisa, we just talked about what is that we want to learn today. Yes, Vivan, can you your camera doesn't like me, still better. It's okay, so don't take it. Okay, so basically what we talked about so far is we started talking about function as a new unit. And Saisa, do you know what is a function here? Have you come across this term before? Yeah, oh, that's a good news. So I don't have to repeat myself. But can you tell me briefly what is your understanding of function? It could be anything. So basically, like you said, function is nothing but it creates a relationship between two variables. Here, one is your input. When you say y is a function of x, meaning the value of y depends on x based on this rule for this case. Here, y is a function of x, meaning the value of y depends on the value of x based on this rule. Y is a function of x, where the value of y depends on the value of x based on this rule. So you plug in the value of x to get the corresponding value of y based on this function. Yeah. So just to reiterate and before I move on, any function that we talk about, it just creates a relationship between two variables. Here in this case, it's a relationship between y and x. Y and x. I might change my mind and say I have a function such that k is function of x or k is function of p. Okay. So k is function of p based on this condition. Yeah. So it just replaces the relationship between two variables. Those two variables could be anything. It could be x and y, it could be x, a and b, it could be not. It cannot be 9 and 4. Okay. It has to be variable. Okay. It cannot be constant. Yeah. And other call out that I made was that for every input there has to be only one output. If I am talking about a function, be it this function, be it this function, for every value of x there is one and only one value of y. I cannot say that I have a function such that if I create a table of input and output, when x is 2, y is 3, when x is 2, y is -4, and then when 3, 6. As soon as you come across a situation like this, where for one input you have more than one output, it is not aligning with the concept of function. Is everybody okay with that? And I am stressing on that for a reason. Okay? When it comes to any function, we are very strict about one rule which says anything can be qualified to call a function if and only if for every input there is one and only one output. Sure? Everybody okay? You guys will order something? I know it's the morning time, after waking up, it gets a little challenging to deal with a boring subject like this. I'm just trying to find out how I can make it a little bit lighter. I'm sorry? You need some water? Okay, I'll get it. You want drink water? Okay. So I just made a call out that if I have a function that would be qualified to be called a function if and only if for every input there is one and only one output. If you come across this situation, then we will change our mind. We will not dare or bother to call that function. Yeah? Is that okay? And I repeated that enough. Let me show something to Sayasa also. Sayasa, do you see some change here? That is not to add any more spice or color to the class. It is just to make sure that you guys are able to hear me okay. So why I was showing it to Sayasa also was to check, are you able to hear me okay now? Better? Better than before? No echo? So this is for noise cancellation. So some of the kids complained about some background noise, that's why I put this one. Okay. Alright. So we talked about function, we talked about the caveat also. Now the next question is, now everybody heard about question and you have heard about equation thousands of times. Now tell me what is the difference between equation and function based on your understanding of things. There is no copybook definition I'm looking for. Now you know function is nothing but it represents a relationship between two variables. And for every one input there is only one output. And it looks somewhat similar to equation. What could be the conceptual difference between the two? Any idea? Arnay, Ivan, Saisa, Girl and Kakar. Go ahead. Arnay, if you are saying something, go ahead. Don't be shy. It's okay. Who was trying to say something? Any idea? Is it because you guys are shy or is it because...
No, it's because like I just don't know.
Now look at this. Let's see again. We don't have to cook up anything. There are a lot of things that we believe in based on what we see. So let's see it first. I have an equation, okay? 3x plus 4y equal to 17. This is one equation. This doesn't look like a function right now, right? I have a function with same x and y variable. Y as a function of x equal to 2x minus, let's use the same number 17 also. What is that you see in case of an equation? See, if you remember my very boring statement from one of the previous classes, what I keep on saying, that whenever I have an equation, what is that we are trying to do? This equation says that this is the agreement between the variables to get this output. This is the agreement between the variables to get this output. And that is coming to life now. That is exactly what the meaning of equation is. Equation says it just tells you that there are certain things on the left hand side of the equal to sign and certain things on the right hand side of the equal to sign, they are equal. It just says that something on the left hand side and something on the right hand side of the equal to sign are equal. It just gives you a comparison. It's just telling you that if you add these two, this is your output. That's it. Wherein function is made for only retaining the relationship between two variables. Yeah? Function is showing the relationship and equation is telling you that okay, this is a contract or the agreement to get this output. Okay?
Wait, so
Yes.
just to be clear, a function is used to figure out the relationship between two.
Exactly. That is the basic premise of bothering to even learn about function. And our only thing is, if you have, I'll clear some more dust here, okay? I'll show you guys. That if you have a function that mandates one fact, and that is that for every input there will be only one output. So for every value of x, there will be only one y. Okay? Now, I am kind of changing my plan. And I am trying to prove what is the difference between function and equation. Are you guys with me so far? This is the basic definition part of it. Ivan, Arnett, Saisa, Gerd, now, let me x square plus y square equal to 16. Is this looking like an equation? Would you guys agree that this is an equation? Yeah? And I am saying, see, this is not a function. This is not a function. Why? Because of this. This is equation of a circle. Okay? And you guys have not come across that yet. Look at here. Look at here. Okay, so everybody here. I'm saying that this is equation of a circle. And you guys have not learned what is circle equation. Okay? So let's not worry about that. But I'm just giving you guys a quick rundown of this. When you have an equation like this draws a circle for us. Okay? And I will teach you guys in probably 6 months, 1 year, whatever it's right time. Okay? To teach the circle equation. Maybe it might be there down the line as part of algebra 1 itself. So when we talk about that, I will decode it further. But this is a circle equation. And what we are seeing here is both the variables have power more than 1. Okay? If I had something like this, 5x squared minus 17 also, that would still have been the function because for this input there is one output. Here this power to the y is only 1. Here you are seeing power more than 1. But let's not compare it that way. What I am saying is, not every equation can be related to a function. Now look at this. This is my equation, x square plus y square equal to 16. And if you think about that as a circle equation, which you guys are not even aware of, so I am just making you guys aware of it. This remains a circle equation. And what it means is, from this equation you can derive that the radius of the circle is 4. So because you can look at this as x square plus y square equal to 4 square. Whatever is here, that is the radius. 4 is the radius here. And if you want to visualize this circle in the coordinate plane, the origin of the coordinate plane and the center of the circle are coinciding if you have this equation, and then the radius is this part. Now let's plot the circle equation for a little bit, okay? And just think of this. I'm just forcing you guys to believe that this is a circle equation and this is a circle that will be drawn based on this. Okay? Is it okay if I force you a little bit? Yeah? Just to assume, okay, that this is a circle equation. You don't know what is a circle equation so far. I'm saying that this is my circle equation and that draws a circle in the coordinate plane where the radius is 4. Okay? Let's assume it for a little bit. Okay? So this is my radius 4. Now look at this one. What is happening here? Let's say if I take x equal to 1, 2, 3 and 4. When x value is 1, there is one value of y here this side and there is one value of y here this side. When x is 2, there is one value of y here, this one, there is another value of y here, this one. This is positive, this is negative. When x is 3, again I see two values of y, one positive, one negative. Yeah? And this defies or this contradicts the basic definition of function. That for every input, every value of x, you are supposed to have only one value of y. That is why I am saying this is an equation, but it is not relating to the concept of function, where it says for every value of one variable, there is only one value of the other variable. Here, for every value of x, you are seeing two values of y. You can keep looking at every point here, and you will see that when x is this much, you have two possibilities. When x is this much, you have two possibilities. Likewise, if you go on the negative side also, you see there are two possible values of y for every value of x. Is it making sense? Little bit? Sayasa? Ivan? Okay. Okay, so let me see that's why when I'm asking you guys, I'm just trying to get an idea about how much sense I have made so that I would know whether I want to continue or you would want to double click on that. Okay, so here's the thing. First of all, we learned that if I'm talking about a function, that's just a relationship between two variables. For every value of one variable, there will be only one and only one value of the other. Yeah? If y is a function of x, for every value of x, there is only one value of y. If x is a function of y, then for every value of y, there is only one and only one value of x. Yeah? Now, what is equation? Equation is nothing but it's a contract to get some output. Or in layman's term, whatever is on the left hand side of the equal to sign will be equal to the value on the right hand side. Yeah? Of the equal to. Yeah? So, before I try proving that this equation, this is an equation, but it cannot be thought as a function. Okay? If x and y are two variables, this cannot be thought as a function. Meaning, not every equation can be related to a function. Yeah? So, let's first understand what is a structural equation. It's not a big deal, okay? It's an easy thing. Everybody is comfortable with the coordinate plane, right? You guys know what is a coordinate plane? Okay. This is a coordinate plane. Hey Prabhu, you got quite late. Prabha, can you hear me okay? Okay. Keep your video on the. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. So it is happening such that the videos are not liking the teacher anymore. Saisa is my only hope right now. Everybody else's video is not liking the teacher when teacher has not taken part. Okay, alright. Come back to see this discussion. So Prabha, before you joined, we were just talking about, we started with the unit function, and that is where we talked about what is a function. Function is nothing but a relationship between two variables. And what function mandates is for every value of one variable, there is only one corresponding value of the output. For every value of x, if y is a function of x, for every value of x, there will be one and only one value of y. Okay? And we talked about the basic difference between function and an equation. Equation represents nothing but the condition for output. Meaning whatever you have, if you have an equation, whatever you have on the left hand side of the equation will be equal to value of the right side of the equation. Now, we are trying to prove that not every equation can be related to a function. Okay? And I bound the idea of the circle equation, a circle theorem, whatever you call it. Circle equation. So I was showing the circle equation and everybody was scratching their head. So I thought, let me first double click on what is the circle equation. You guys all know circle, right? I know that's a stupid question, but you all know what is a circle, right? And why I'm asking that question even is because I'm just trying to ascertain that we have zero doubts in our mind with respect to property of a circle. If this is a circle, what does a circle say? That there is a point at the center of the circle, or there is a point called center of a circle, such that every point along the boundary or the perimeter of a circle is equidistant from. This is called the center of the circle, which is equidistant from every point on the perimeter or the boundary of the circle, and that is called radius. I know I am telling you guys something that you will hate me for, because this is something that you have been doing at least for the last 5 years. But what we are going to derive now, the circle equation. Prabha, have you heard of circle equation before? Do you know what exactly it is? Okay, good. At least I'll feel happy about teaching you guys something. So circle equation is an equation that represents a circle. Okay. Now, what we are doing is we have tried plotting this circle or drawing this circle in this coordinate plane. This is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Yeah. This is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Now, and such that the origin of the coordinate plane coincides with the center of the circle. Now let's take this point here. This point's coordinates are, let's say, x comma y. Yeah. And if I join this center with this point, this will be called radius. Yeah. Let's say radius is r. If I drop a perpendicular from this point onto the x-axis, this distance will be nothing but x, because my x coordinate is x. This one's y coordinate is y. So this distance is nothing but y. Yeah. Now look at this triangle alone. This is a right angle triangle because I got a perpendicular here onto the x-axis. This distance is x, this distance is y, and this distance from here to here is r. Now if you guys recall the Pythagorean theorem, what does Pythagorean theorem say? if you have a right angle triangle and the two sides that are making 90-degree angle, then the square of this side plus square of this side will be equal to square of the hypotenuse. This is a hypotenuse which is opposite to the 90-degree angle. Yeah. Or in Pythagorean theorem world, a square plus b square equal to c square. This is your a square, this is your b square, this is your c square. Yes or no? Prabhav, Saisa, Vivan, Arnayan, Garv, and Prabhav. You have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
So this is basically just telling us how to find the radius of a circle using the coordinate.
So basically this tells you that this is a relationship between x, y and r here. And that is what becomes your circle theorem. Or circle equation. So basically it holds true for any point on the perimeter. Let's say you pick this point. This point's x coordinate value and y coordinate value, square of this plus square of this will be equal to square of this, as per the Pythagorean theorem. Yeah? So am I making sense? A little bit? And I don't make much sense all the time. I'm pretty confident about it. So that's why I'm asking this. How about Arna and Vivan? Okay, I'm assuming that you guys are just being shy and not telling that it is not making sense. And I am not moving forward without making each and every child confident. Yeah, I made a circle bigger this time. This is a circle. And what is happening is this circle center and the origin of the coordinate plane are coinciding. Okay? So meaning what I am saying is the circle center and the origin of the coordinate plane. This is x axis, this is y axis, and this is origin 0, 0. Okay? So center of the circle and origin are coinciding. Let's pick any point. So basically what we are trying to define, we are trying to find out an equation which we will call as circle equation. And so basically we are trying to find out any point along this perimeter. Okay? Relating that with the radius. So that we are relating that with the center of the circle. To find out how this if something is traveling along this perimeter, how is that trajectory? How is that relationship? Okay, with the center. Now, since we know that, let's pick up a point here which has coordinates x, y. Meaning, I just picked the point on the perimeter, and I am trying to find out the behavior of that point, and that point could be anything. Okay. I just picked a point on the perimeter. I am trying to find out the behavior of that point. Any point, if the coordinates, if I say my coordinates are x, y, and we don't know how much is x, we draw a perpendicular on the x-axis and the y-axis. Why? Because it tells me this distance is going to be my x. If the coordinates are x, y, this value is x. And this is my y coordinate. So this value is y, this height is y, correct? So that's the operator. So again, don't think too much. Okay? So the problem happens when we overthink. I'm just saying that I have drawn this circle in the coordinate plane where the center of the circle and the origin of the coordinate plane are coinciding. Okay? Now picking a point on the circle and trying to find out certain things about it. Okay? Is that okay? Arna, Ivan, Saisa, Garv, everybody? So I picked a point on the circle and said, okay, fine, the x and y coordinates are x, y. How much is the value of x? And again, don't relate this x with this x. This is the near the axis. Okay, this is a horizontal axis. Okay, can you just hit okay? Just go. Okay, sorry, my daughter was calling from the college, and my daughter yesterday. Okay, so here the circle, center of the circle is coinciding with the origin of the coordinate plane, and we just picked up a point along the perimeter of the circle, and we said, okay, fine, let's look at what is happening with this point. If I pick any point, let's say the coordinates are x comma y, meaning the x coordinate is the horizontal x coordinate is the value x and y coordinate is the value y. What I mean by that, if this distance, horizontal distance is x and this vertical distance is y, that's what the coordinates mean here, right? Is that okay? Now we are trying to visualize this like a right angle triangle. So this, we draw a perpendicular here, right? So let's look at this yellow line and this line along the x-axis. Now we are visualizing that, okay, if my coordinates are x comma y, that means this distance is x and this distance is y. Yeah? Sure? Everybody? Size of your dot? Yeah? Now we know this distance is x and this distance is y. And this is by radius, any which way. Correct? So if I look at this like a right angle triangle, because we draw a perpendicular, so this angle is 90 degrees for sure. If you look at this as a right angle triangle has the most important thing that we know of is called Pythagorean theorem. And that, what does Pythagorean theorem say? If you have a right angle triangle, this is A, this is B and this is C. A square plus B square will be equal to C square, where A and B are two sides making 90 degree angle and C is the hypotenuse or the side opposite to the right angle. So same thing here, this is right angle triangle, these are two sides making 90 degree angle. So A square plus B square equal to C square. What is your A? A is your x. So x square plus this one is y square equal to C square, which is R square. Does it make sense so far? A little bit more than before? Good? Okay? Size? Little bit more? Okay. So this becomes our basic equation called circle equation, which just represents one fact. If you look at it carefully, what does it say? That if your circle's center is coinciding with the coordinate plane, any point you pick up on the perimeter, the square of the coordinate and sum of the square of x coordinate and y coordinate will be equal to radius square of the circle. It just gives you a way to relate each and every point along the perimeter. If you pick this point also, the x coordinate and y coordinate, x coordinate is this much, y coordinate is this much. This square plus this square will be equal to radius square. See, that is what Pythagorean theorem says. Any point you pick up, if you look at, make it a right angle triangle, this square plus this square will be equal to this square. That is exactly what is circle equation. Which just tells us that the square of the x coordinate plus the square of the y coordinate value will be equal to square of the radius of the circle.
So the radius. So the radius.
The radius of the circle. Yeah. Does it sound a little bit better, more comforting to everybody? Yeah. Prabhav, Prasanna, sorry, Vivan will you log in next time, sir? don't log in with the valid name, otherwise I keep looking up the name. Okay. Arnay, Saisa, very patient brother. Yeah, a little bit, Saisa. Yeah. Okay. So we just saw what is a circle equation, and now I'm going back to the same argument that we had in the beginning. That if I have an equation, this is certainly an equation. This is an equation. The square of x plus square of y is equal to square of r. R could be anything. This is an equation. But what does function definition say? Y as a function of x such that for every value of x there is one and only one value of y. Now let's go back to the circle equation. Let's go back to the circle. Forget about the circle equation. This was my circle equation which was drawing the circle for me, where r is the radius. This is the radius and the center is coinciding with this guy. Now you look at this point. Here when let's say x is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is this one is 4. Okay. At 4 this is 5. Okay. Look at the value of x equal to 1. When x is 1, you have two values of y based on the circle equation. When x is 2, then also you have two values of y here and here. When x is 2.2 also, then also you have two values of y. And it goes against the definition of a function. That says that you will call something as a function if and only if there is one value for every input, one output for every input. Here, if you consider x as your input, you are not supposed to have two different values of y.
So this is just an equation.
This is just an equation. It cannot be linked with a function, or it cannot be called a function. Yeah. So function, simple thing with function is, with one input there is only one output. If you have more than one output, not good enough to be called a function.
And so there's like an infinite number of outputs.
Yeah, infinite. So no, I mean I would not say that. I'll say for every value of x, I certainly see more than one output. Yeah. For every value of x. So this situation 3.5 is one input for us. What do we see? There is a value of y on the positive side, and for the same value of x, 3.5 is another value of y on the negative side. So there is more than one. So that defies the condition which says if it is a function, there has to be only one value of the output for a given value of x. Yeah. Now you guys will see that there's a more lame definition of this one. Now look at this one. If I have y equal to 4x squared minus 3, you will say that okay, you know what? I take y as a function of x as 4x squared minus 3. So if I bring x squared, denote function for a little bit, y minus 4x squared equal to minus 3, this becomes an equation. Why are you saying this is a function? Because first of all, they are just showing the relationship. And the other thing to notice was, you saw that the circle equation became an anti of the function definition. Meaning, look at this situation, look at this situation. You have only one y, and power to the 1 is y is only 1, here power to y is more than 1. That is what is leading to two values of y for every x. So, if you ever see an equation written in a way that both the variables have higher exponent or higher power, you will see that we are moving farther away from function. Yeah. And if that is tiring or painful, ignore it. Simple definition you will keep in mind is a function is something where for every input there is only one output. Meaning for one value of a variable there is only one value of the corresponding variable or the other variable. Yeah. So we talked about what is a function, what is the minimum condition for a function, what is the relationship between function and equation, and then we also just touched upon what is a circle equation. So circle equation is nothing but, like we said, linear equation that depends on line. Circle equation draws a circle for us. If we have not learned it enough, let's not worry about it for now. We just saw an example that how do you construct a circle equation or an equation that depends on a circle. That's it. Yeah. What do we do next? With respect to function, there's something called evaluating a function. Let's say I have a function y as a function of x, where y is equal to x 2x minus 6. Okay? Now we know that for every value of x, there has to be only one value of y if this is a function. Let's see if that is the case. Let's put different values of the inputs and see what is the corresponding value of the output, y or fx or function of x, whatever way you want to say it. Let's say the x is 0, x is 1, x is 5, x is 25. Let's put x equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, this becomes 2 times 0 is 0, minus 6, y is minus 6. When x is 1, 2 times 1, 2, minus 6, minus 4. When x is 5, 2 times 5 is 10, minus 6, 4. When x is 25, 25 times 2 is 50, minus 6, 44. What you are saying is, for every value of x, there is no confusion about what the possible value. There is only one value. And whatever we are doing right now, this is called evaluating a function. Meaning, we evaluate the value of this function for these inputs. So you will keep coming across the term, okay, evaluate this function y equal to function of x with certain condition for x equal to 5, for x equal to 25. All that we did here, we evaluated the function for x equal to 0, x equal to 1, x equal to 5, x equal to 25. Meaning, we plugged in the value of input and whatever value we got, that is the evaluated value of the function for this input. Yeah. So what we'll do is, are you guys with me so far with respect to evaluation of function? This is the easiest part of function. We are just plugging in the value, deriving the value. That's what it's called, evaluating a function. So what we'll do is, I have put some small things to play with. Let's see. What are those? Let me put some questions here. It says function of t is equal to 2t minus 3. Evaluate, find out f of 7. Find out f of 7, meaning this is your input that is given to you. You have to evaluate the value of the function for this input. How much that would be? Be quick. It should be a very quick exercise. How much is f of 7 for this function? Okay. This is where you can do mind math. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of mind math, but yeah.
Yeah, it would be a little.
It will be 11, right? Saisa, how much you got? How much you think would be f of 7? 11, yeah? You are getting it, not a big deal. Evaluating a function is no big deal. This is the rule given to you and this is the value that you have to plug in. So whenever you have this, whenever you are given to evaluate for this value, you will just take this value, replace wherever you have the variable. So 2 times 7 minus 3, 11. We got only one solution for this one. So no question with respect to this a function or not. We are seeing, I mean, this is given as a function only, and we are getting only one value, so there is no doubt. Next one says, h of x is 17 plus x over 6. Find out h of minus 18. Okay. Prabhav, Ivan, Arnay, Sarisa, girl. I got one answer. I don't know whether this is correct or not.
Yeah, it's 14.
Okay. How about Sarisa? What is it? 14. Okay. Ivan, Prabhav, Arnay, 14. Same thing. And there's no big deal. I mean, even if I'm bothering you guys, I'm just trying to make sure that it becomes part of your muscle memory. 17, you're trying to evaluate. Wherever you have x, you have to put replace that with minus 18. So minus 18 over 6. You know that this is 17 plus into minus becomes minus 18 over 6. 18 over 6 is nothing but 3. 17 minus 3 is 4. Now, let me give you guys one interesting problem and then we will call it a day. I have a function defined as x squared minus 14x plus 21. Evaluate this for x equal to minus 7. Okay, so here's the thing. This is my function definition. H of x equal to x squared minus 14x plus 21 over t. I want you to evaluate for x equal to minus 7. How will you go about it? And what I'm trying to hear from you guys is some very frustrated response saying, sir, why are you playing with our emotions? I'm actually playing with your emotions right now. So Sayasa, Prabha, everybody here, okay? I'm literally playing with your emotions. What was the basic definition of a function? You have one input variable, based on that you get one output. Y is the function of x, where x squared minus 14x plus 21 over t. From where this guy come into picture? We don't solve or evaluate a function when we are dealing with more than one inputs. It's always a direct relationship between one input and one output. This guy is unwanted and unrelated. If you ever come across a situation where you have to evaluate a function, is that
74.
no. I'm saying that you cannot solve or evaluate a function with two inputs. There's only one input. This is t. Other variable, we don't know the value of t any which way.
Oh, wait, I just plugged in the same thing.
No, you're not supposed to. So I was trying to, that's what I said. I said that I'm playing with your emotions right now. I'm playing with the concept. I'm telling you guys that you have to be very clear about when to solve and when not to solve. When you have the function definition, somebody says evaluate this function, I will evaluate only for one input. I have two variables here. Unless somebody says t is a constant and t is equal, unless somebody says t is a constant and t is equal to 15 or 19, whatever it is, I'm not going to solve it. I say that no, I don't deal with equations when I'm dealing with equations. And you're giving me value input as only one. Yeah? So I said that you don't have to solve every problem that the teacher gives. You have to also learn the art of fighting with your teacher. And you will learn, you will fight only when you are very clear about the concept. See, you don't have to fight as in you don't have to get into a fist fight with me. You have to assess that this is against the concept that we are aware of. If this is y the function of x, this is, let's say, if x and y are two family members having a relationship here, this is outside, not needed here. This is creating more confusion. So what is the role of t? Just ask me, okay, what is the role of t here? Because so far we know evaluating a function means you have an input, learn that value and you get the output. Yeah? That is the value of the function. Yeah? Prabha, is that okay? Prabha, Yuvan, Sayasa, Arnay. So, see, this is something unique about me. I'm not doing my marketing, okay? This is something unique about me because I keep even asking kids, to ask me questions if you are wanting to doubt me. Because my only strength is my concept. And that is what I am trying to pass on to you guys. Even in the junior class, I asked him, okay, if I am asking tables, let's say 17 5 and you say, you know that it's 85, but purposefully say 83 and let's see what is my reaction. Am I knowing this or not? Right? So, same thing here. Whatever we do here, we do it in a more playful way, making sure that we are not compromising on the core concept. As long as our core concepts are in place, we will not have any problem. Alright? So, with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of the day and the remaining hours left in the weekend. Have fun. Alright. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.